Welcome to our show, which is called Thames Speaks. Every week, Thursday 7 to 8 on Sky 711 on MATV, we do a show that's called Thames Speaks. And this Thames Speaks is all about all those positive stories which we are weaving from different parts of UK, and we mainly focus on Indian diaspora. What are their achievements? What are they doing? People, those who come from abroad, they do their hard work. They try to create and they try to give back to the community and the society. In the past, we met a lot of people, a lot of guests, and they have shared their positive aspect. They have shared their experiences with us. So, if I start from all those things, then there are a few names which comes to my mind. Maybe it may be Dadabhai Naoroji, it may be Mahatma Gandhi, it may be Subhash Chandra Bose, or it may be a lot of all those people, those who landed to this land in that era, and they just wanted to get education. Barrister, or to become a barrister, was the biggest dream once upon a time in Indian community when they were in India, and they wanted to come to UK just to pass this exam. And thousands of people, those who came during the British Raj, they came here, they settled, they learned the basic values of the democracy. They've went back to India, and definitely a lot of people, they participated in India's independence. Even after independence, building up of India's, I can say the democratic India, they played an important role. So when I see, sometimes I feel there was an important role, or there is still, and there will be an important role in the future, and that's about students, the education, but students and the student politics also. A lot of Indian people, those who are flocking to UK universities, now universities are buzzing from Indian students from Scotland to London, from Wales to Kent. You will see Indian students in all these universities, and you will notice one thing: they are not only aspiring to become good entrepreneurs or good architects or good engineers or doctors, they also want to become a good politician. So you will notice one more aspect: a lot of students, those who did their degrees, they became popular. They are playing an important role in British politics. There are few students, those who are still in the student phase, but still they are working hard and they are enjoying the student union politics. So today we have a esteemed guest. One of our first guests, his name is Sameer Dhore. He is from Mumbai. He did his graduation from Greenwich University, and finally, after graduating from the university, he started a job. But when he was in university, he was actively working with different student union, and he was playing as a bridge between different communities. So I would like to welcome our first guest, Sameer Dhore, and our second guest is Sakshi Shekhawat, and she is also new student to London, but sometime in this modern world, we can see a lot of people, they have aspiration, and she wanted to go for the president of one university, and she is also joining with us. So I would like to welcome Sakshi and Sameer.
Thank you very much.
Welcome both of you. It's really nice to see both of you here in this platform. And initially, I really feel that students, when they are in the age of I can say the teenage, and after that in the graduation, from teenage to graduation age, they learn a lot of things, and these things will stay with them forever. So this is an opportunity for us, this is an opportunity for the audience. What is going on in your mind, how student politics works, how Indian diversity of students is affecting your local community, and what exactly you are doing in British universities. So I think we just want to have an insight today. So I would like to welcome both of you. My first question will be from Sameer. What exactly you have seen in Greenwich University when you were doing graduation? You graduated recently. How was your experience, especially in terms of Indian diversity and number of Indian students in university?
Well, I'm surprised when I came in 2018, and I was really surprised to see the number of Indian students in my university. Before flying, I was in the mindset that I will see very few Indian faces there, but I was completely wrong. When I landed to my university, there were so many Indian faces, and slowly, I started getting into student politics. I first headed as a general secretary for the Indian Society in Greenwich, and later on, I led the same society, being a president of the Indian Society. Not just that, I was also building the bridge between the students and the students in and the university, um, helping them to sort the issues out, or maybe it just being a voice of them. Yeah, and it was honestly been really exciting and thrilling experience for me as a person to be a part of a UK university, and you normally don't get a chance to be to gain more in this extracurricular activities. You come with a mindset of getting a master's degree or maybe landing up a job or getting into business, but no, there are very few students who come with the mindset of getting into student politics, or or even become a politician in UK, or even study a politics as a subject in UK. In India, there are very few universities who offers a master's or PhD programs for politics. But I've seen many Indian students who have been landed in UK just for politics as a subject of study.
I think, thank you, Samir. But I can see, on this wide spectrum or rainbow, I can see in one end, you are from a university who just recently graduated and doing work. You were actively participating in student politics. On the other hand, I can see Sakshi, who has recently joined the university and she is becoming highly active in student politics. So I would like to know about Sakshi, Sakshi, from where you are, what's your background, and why exactly you are thinking that you are planning to join the student union politics in Britain.
So I'm from Rajasthan, India, and I belong to a very conservative society. And I have completed my high school at Delhi Public School, Jaipur, and joining the politics, and I'm standing for a student union president because I firmly believe in empowerment and inclusion of students, and I understand the struggles students are facing right now, especially the international students. That's why I want to go for the politics in the UK.
I think this is surprising for me as well, because when we joined student as a student in university, I think that time our thoughts are not that much clear. But when I see now, I can see clearly even students, those who are joining first year, second year, or maybe in the initial stage of their college education or university education, I can see they have a clarity of thought. They know what exactly they want to achieve in that certain age or at certain point of time. My next question from you, Sakshi, that what are you studying in Brunel University, and why exactly you want to nominate yourself for the university president in this particular stage?
I'm studying BSc Honors Business and Management right now in the Brunel University, and I'm in first year. But I have been a part of Brunel handball team for last 5 months, and I have noticed few things, and these are the main reasons, and I want to bring these changes in the university. So first is my regarding the job opportunities. I have faced a lot of struggle and rejections in the starting when I came to UK. So I got so many rejections, and I had to search for the work outside the university, and I had to travel so far. So my main aim is to bring job opportunities on the campus so that students can have the financial help while ongoing their academic years. And I would like to bring more career recruitments on the campus so people can be like students can be more mentally free after completing their graduations or masters. And secondly, my reason was safety. So I would like to improve our security services so that even the students can feel safer in their nightlife as well as in their day life. And my third reason was to provide more funding and encouragement to the female sports athletes so that they can attract more students towards the sports activities, as I have also been a part of handball Brunel team, which is like my own circumstance that I have noticed few things. This is the only reason I want to go for the student union president.
I think everyone, those who come, they observe things and they have opinion and they want to bring change. And I think the change was the formula, which I remember one of the president from America, Barack Obama, his I think motto was also changed when when he was contesting election. Samir, my question is from you is, like students, especially from India, when they come from different backgrounds. It's not just they come from metropolitan cities, they come from small villages, small towns. When they come, why do you think that British universities are attractions for Indian students. What is the reason behind that? Is this just job or something else?
So basically, when you are in India, you see all the international students, basically Indian student as one Indian students. When you actually into the university, you see the diversity, the real diversity in one classroom or one, in a pub, in a social area or something. There might be people from rural area, from more, as you said, cosmopolitan cities and all, or from different corners of India, basically, with different mindset, with different background and all. Answering your question is why Indian students are, like, more attracted to UK. There are several reasons. One is mostly what I have seen, or even the statistics says that UK, or even I can say London, to be specific, is hub for business, B schools. Is so majority of the students are here for masters, and especially in B schools. And there are several other students from India who are attracted because like there are no subject of study availability in India, and that's the reason they look out for other options of studies in outside India. And of course, we have range of varieties of university: Oxford, Cambridge, LBS, LSE, Kings, and there are not just 100 reasons for choosing UK.
So I will
Yeah.
just interject. So I'm sorry, but even from your conversation, I can gather one thing, that majority of students, those who come here, they are attracted by the business schools because they want to do business. That's why mostly students whom you see, they are in either MBAs or similar courses. So this is what you are trying to say.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Not necessarily, but majority, I can say that.
majority. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
Second thing, what type of challenges normally these students, when they come from various different backgrounds, even India is I can say, hugely diverse country, from metropolitan to the small town, from the bylanes of, I can say, from Mumbai and Andheri, from the bylanes of the small villages, you will find there's a huge gap in terms of perception, in terms of resources, and in terms of thinking. So, what do you think? What are the challenges which students face when they join British universities?
well, the first and foremost challenge is the culture. Okay, I'm not sure whether you should call it as a challenge or a change, because that's why you're here for, for the Western
If you
culture.
don't enjoy the change, it's challenge.
Yeah, I
If
agree,
you
hundred
don't, if
percent.
you're not
Yeah,
flexible, then it's a challenge.
yeah,
If you don't adapt
yeah,
to the new change, it's a challenge. Otherwise,
yeah.
it's a fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you see like a Indian culture and a Western culture, there's a vast difference. Okay, sometimes some students find it difficult to adopt that culture, or some students are very flexible to adopt that culture. So there are different sort of challenges depending on where you come from, like the background of the student. Now, one is the cultural challenge, not a challenge, yeah, again, as I said. And second is financials as well. Okay, not financial, but independency. When student come here, he become more independent. Like he has to get his own stuff done. Okay, no matter how tired he has to get his laundry done. He has to do his own dishes, and all that stuff. So these are the small and big challenges. Third is academics as well. The teaching process here is completely different than the one we have back home in India. And again, as I said, change is adopted is sometimes a challenge for some students. Normally, these are bits and pieces of challenges which international students has to face, and yeah, more of people enjoy those challenges, and taking challenges is someone's hobby, and they really love to take challenge. If they go smooth, they don't enjoy the journey.
Right. I think I agree with you. A lot of people, those who come from one background, and when they move to the new background, then they feel that either they will flourish or they will perish. There are only two
Yeah,
conditions in that particular stage. And I think majority of students, those who come from, definitely they flourish because we are keen, we are hard worker, and at the end, no matter what we do, but definitely we have one special thing, one special element, and that's known as perseverance. We do not give up till end. So that, I think, the
yeah,
perseverance works a lot for us a lot. My next question is from Sakshi that I know it's also an element that you're also contesting for an election now, and if you will win, what type of changes you want to bring to the university?
Said before, I would bring job opportunities and career recruitments more on the campus so that it can make students relief mentally and it can help them financially as well while their academic year. And secondly, I would bring funding and encouragement for the sports athletes, especially for the females, so that they can have the boost up in the team Brunel. And thirdly, I would like to improve the security services on the campus as that so that students can feel more safer on the campus in the nightlife, especially. And I would like to create budgeting workshops on the campus, which can help the students to maintain their financial issues. And least, last but not the least, I would like to increase the free social events gathering so that it can create the more diverse environment and equality around the campus.
I think diversity is a new mantra. Wherever you go, you will find always from councils to the parliament, from student unions to the different societies, you will find diversity is a new mantra. And everyone, once upon a time, feminism was also a mantra in the community. Later on, when we achieved, I can say the equality in terms of the Western philosophy, then finally people started talking less about that. But now I think diversity is the new mantra. There's one more question from Samir. You were discussing about this, but what exactly? You discussed about students when they come from India to here, what type of challenges they face, even how do they achieve success. But in last 3 4 years, what did you notice in terms of the leadership skills of Indian students? Do you think, once upon a time people used to think Indian students will come, they will quietly study, and they will quietly leave the campus, and they will get a good degree, they will do the good job, they will buy a nice house, and that's the ultimate aim of their life. But did you see any change that students are taking leadership roles in university, then they are interested in further politics?
Yeah, that's really a good point you mentioned. There are many stages in the university in student politics. Like you can get into if you don't want to give too much time to extracurricular activities, you can get into academic or cultural societies. Even you need to be a part of a student politics. If you want to a bit more like Sakshi, you can be a leader of student union, right? That will be limited to this university, or else you can go into national union students that in US where you can be part of like a global or you know part of all the UK universities students politics. So these are the stages where you have flexibility that how much time you want to give it to extracurricular activities, or there are many students who are not sure whether they're interested in that subject or not, and that's why they can just try and test that rather than getting completely involved in it and get somewhere lost rather than to manage themselves. So it's nowhere currently in at least in UK that students come quietly study and go back or find their job. They're actually making the differences. So you can if you see SUs around UK universities, actually might agree to me that there are many global or I can say Asian cultural activities have been hosted just to welcome, just to feel or make international students feel like a home. And now we're talking about international. Initially, people used to talk about Asia, China, and the other side of the country, eastern side of the country. But now even EU students have been considered as international, and it has become the whole vast society for a student to explore now. So it's nowhere the thing that Indian students are sitting quiet. If you see all like 100, there are 180 universities in UK, and if you see there are at least 150 universities where Indian students are leading the SU, either of the side, maybe in culture, maybe maybe in academics, or in any of the sides. And as I said, there are students who are studying politics, and they're doing the internships with many of the leading political parties in UK. So there's nowhere Indian students are like, there may be few, but majority of them are making changes and making differences to the system of the UK in a positive way.
I agree. I think I have seen in many universities, even it's from Cambridge and Oxford, Indian students, they played an active role in their politics. My next question from Sakshi: when did you nominated yourself to be for the president post? Did you start election campaign? If you have started, how is your experience so far?
So last week I nominated myself for the student union president elections, and I started my campaign since Monday, and I faced so many problems as well. Like, people might be pressuring you to withdraw your names, as I'm a new student as well, and they sometimes you face a lot of problems, like you
Is
don't
this
even
problem
have
or is this
idea.
pressure?
It's a mental pressure basically, and I know it was very hard for me in the starting to have a confidence, but because of my brother and my family support, especially Yuvraj Singh, he supported me. So because of the brothers and family support, I was able to make myself stand for this presidency, and I'm able to do the election campaigns for the elections now. But before that, it is a really hard job to be a
Just
part
I will
of this.
interject here. Samir, I know you have experienced all these things in last 3 4 years. Do you have any advice from your side for a budding new student union politician?
Yeah, I was literally feeling like a nostalgic the way Sakshi was explaining about her experience, and not to mention the mental health issues. The running candidate has to go through. He has a lot of pressure on of a student or even from the competitor's side. Just one advice from me is, Sakshi, stay strong and be stubborn. Be what you're committed for, and you will be there. That's
Thank
the
you.
one simple formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I completely agree. Sometimes, like especially when women candidates are there, especially if they're new or young, it's not just about mental, it's about mental pressure, I can put in this way. There's a lot of mental pressure because up to this stage, they stay with their parents and the family, so they are well protected. So they do not need to worry about anything. But now they're facing the real world when they have to face different type of people, wide range of people. They have to handle all those things. I think this is also a learning curve for her as well. We will continue this discussion after the break, but I think it's really nice talking to you, Sakshi and Samir. And especially, as I said earlier, this is like a wide spectrum. Just in one side, I can see clearly it's Samir who has just recently passed or graduated, and the other side, I can clearly see that's Sakshi, who is just approaching to the student union politics. So it's really great talking to you, and we will take a break, and after break, we will continue our conversation. Thank you.
My brand new WW Personal Points programme is totally unique to me. For the first time ever, no two plans are alike.
I can do all the things I love and still lose the weight I want.
My plan's built around me because it's not just about what I lose, but what I gain.
And because it's all backed by science, I feel happier and healthier.
Live the life you love. Lose the weight you want. Join today at www.com.
This is an urgent appeal. Please stop and look. This is Yemen right now. Years of conflict have left the health system on the brink of collapse. Children in Yemen right now face unimaginable horrors, war, hunger and disease. Yemen may seem far away, but there is something that you can do to help. Search UNICEF Yemen online or text Yemen to 83080 to find out how you can help. Just £5 could help provide life-saving food for one child for 1 week. I've seen UNICEF's work firsthand, and I know the difference your donation makes in responding to the emergencies around the world. No child should ever die because they don't have enough of the right food to eat. We cannot stand by and do nothing. So please search UNICEF Yemen online or text Yemen to 83080 and help save a child's life today.
chair, gotta keep on moving, keep on grooving. Get up out of the chair.
For your free brochure, call 0800 999 5555 now. Rise, recline, relax with Oak Tree Mobility.
Even as a young lad, our John was always more at home on the sea. A proper no fuss and bother kind of guy. When he passed, direct cremation was the perfect way to give him the send-off he would have wanted.
At Co-op Funeral Care, we know everyone is different. So if you want a simple alternative to a funeral, our direct cremation is available from just $9.95, and we can help you celebrate your loved one in your own way. To find out more, visit us or give us a call.
Need new specs for work in the morning? Frames, lenses and delivery before 9 from just $45.95 with Select Specs Express. Spec-a-doodle-doo.
The energy's here. I need you to be ready.
Look how great this is.
Okay. Push through, come on.
Nordic Track, our home for interactive fitness training.
Aqua is here to help the UK build better credit. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people from all walks of life start their credit building journey. See if you're eligible for a card without affecting your credit score. And build better credit using our trusted Aqua app. Because no matter who you are, we know you're more than your credit score. Keep on moving up and build better credit with Aqua today. Representative 37.9% APR variable on Aqua Classic.
It's for her. It's for him.
Let's go.
It's for them. If you aren't around. Life insurance from Legal & General starts from just £6 a month and could help support your loved ones financially if the worst happens to you. You'll also receive a £100 gift card after you take out cover. Life insurance. It's for them. Get your quote today.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We were discussing on Thames Speaks, and the topic was about the Indian student politics in Britain and British universities. So, before the break, we were discussing with Sakshi and Samir. Now, one more guest has joined, and her name is Tanisha Thamar. She has done her graduation, and now she is pursuing her master's degree from Brunel University. So, welcome, Tanisha. Can you just tell me something about yourself so that audience will be enlightened to hear about your achievements which you have done in the past and what you want to do in the future?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, hi guys, my name is Tanisha and I'm a postgrad student in Brunel University, London. I have completed my bachelor's degree from Manipal University, Jaipur in Bachelor's in Fine Art. And in Brunel, I got the Leadership Award from Ready Program 2021 and 22. And I have received a certificate, Employability Skills Certificate. Yeah, that's like my experience like from past 3 months.
Okay, so when you're studying in Brunel University in master's course, what type of thoughts came to your mind that then you really thought, no, now I want to go for student union positions? What was that actual thought? Why did it come? And when suddenly this thought came to your mind, did you discuss with your friends? Did you discuss with your family? Or what type of feeling did it give to you?
To be very honest, it was a spontaneous decision. So I was like just satisfied for one position. Like if I, join this politics thing, then I will go for international student officer only. Because as an international student officer, I know like what problems students are going through in this university. So that's why I just
Can you tell me
this.
few, because all those immigrants, this is what we were discussing before the break, that students, those who come from abroad, they face similar type of problems in all the universities. Can you tell me one or two problems which normally students face in Brunel?
So first of all, as we are international student, we are paying a lot of fees to the UK universities. So our total fees is like, I think for my course is 19,000 something. So, and after this also we have to pay for the laundry's fees, for printing. So there are no facilities in this university that is benefiting us. We're just, giving them money and money, and nothing is benefiting us.
The whole life
I
is
want,
like a
yeah,
the whole life is like a money machine. We have to
yeah,
work hard. We have to earn the money. When we will give the money to something, anything, then the facilities will come to us. I think this is how the capitalist world works. It's not we came out from a partially socialist world. Now we are facing the real capitalist world. Now, my next question is from Sakshi. When I was discussing earlier, there was one more question which I wanted to ask you, but I forgot to ask you. When you were a student in India, you were in school and you were doing well. If you want, you could have get education there. But why did you decide to come to UK? What was the reason behind it? Was there any attraction to come to UK, or do you think that you plan that you will do certain things? That's why you want to go to England. Apologies. I think Sakshi, we can't hear you.
Hello. So basically, I'm gonna do my graduation in a business field, and in my perspective, UK is the business hub, like trading hub, and it gives you a multicultural environment which can broaden your perspective as well and make you learn the different cultures, traditions, and languages from meeting so many people from around the world. And it doesn't just stop you from, to learn, to get the knowledge, to gain the knowledge from other perspectives as well. So my main reason to coming to UK was to get friendly with all the cultures of people and traditionals so that I can adapt them, because that will help me in my career, and I will be able to be more friendly with my colleagues, because in the company, if you're working, there will be diverse environment. That's why I chose UK for my graduations.
Thank you, Sakshi. I think Tanisha, when you mentioned that you nominated yourself for this position in the International Student Officer, what are the top three issues which affect students in Britain or in Brunel?
like my first point is obviously the fees. We are paying so much, and I think international students have this opportunity. At least university gave like laundry system free, printing free for the international student at least. Because we are new here, we don't know anything about this. At least we should get some benefit from the university, because in UK only most of the university are giving free laundry and printing services. So this is my first issue. Second issue will be pure British English learning course. So basically, we are coming from different country to different country. So we don't know about the British culture, British accents. Like this is my personal experience. When I come to the UK first time, I think on the first day I met one British guy, but I'm not able to understand his accent. It's like quite difficult. So I want this thing like if you are coming to pursue your studies from different country to different country, so I want that course should be introduced at least 1 month prior to the you know starting date.
When you applied for this role, what type of personal qualities do you bring to this role?
As I am a feminine equivalent, I have always believed in my counterparts. I have always had faith in the long term run, which is valuable trait. When I finished my work, I like to emphasize any sign of impropriety, no matter how minor, because university emphasize solid ethics, which are crucial that the leader must model and promote a similar way of life. So since I was a child, I have been a good listener. So this is my plus point. I can hurt a lot of students, and because these points are also on the basis of some research. I have conducted some research in my university. Then I get to know, okay, these are also some issues that most of the communities are facing as an international student. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, maybe Sakshi, can you just tell me briefly what you have done in the last few days? As you said, earlier before the break, that you're going through a lot of mental pressure and a lot of issues which are happening in university. So can you just share your experience a bit? So at least people, an audience, especially those who are watching us, at least they should know that in this young age, when students start their politics, what type of challenge they face, and how do they deal with that challenge, and how do they carve their own pathway.
I'll be very honest with you. In the starting, I was very afraid about my safety, and I was having a very big stress and the mental pressure on myself. And even I wasn't like I was very afraid, and because of the threats and the people were asking to withdraw your nomination. So, firstly, I just closed myself into a room and build the confidence in myself so that I can prove them wrong. People were challenging me that you won't be able to gain votes and you won't be able to get succeed. You won't get anything. So my main reason, which made more confidence in me, was like if I have nothing to lose and I have so much to win in this. So why would I withdraw my nomination? And there is nothing wrong in fighting an election. You can receive experience which can make your life easier.
And it will make you a
And
stronger personality for the future. In future,
yeah,
you can face bigger challenges. And you know how I see education. Maybe when I was student, my teacher might have taught me about a history topic, or my teacher might have taught me about a geography or a science topic, or maybe structure of an atom. Today maybe I don't need that information. Today maybe I'm not using that particular information, but what I have learned from my student life is I have basically learned how to deal with all these uncertain situations. Life is full of uncertainties. Life doesn't go in a straight line. We can face challenge at any point, at any stage, and challenge come from any direction. So, indirectly or directly, education teaches us how to deal with that uncertainty. And I think when anyone who is in the election mode, or anyone who is standing up for any value, definitely they will find a lot of opposition. They will also find a lot of support as well. So I think this is a nature of a true leader, that they should recognize their own potential. If they have a good potential, definitely they should go for the election, and they shouldn't take a step back if they basically feel that there's any certain type of criticism. This is how I feel. So my next question is from Tanisha. What do you feel, or how was your experience in all these days in terms of election campaign?
So basically, I'm very new. I'm very new as I'm a because I have no background in elections, in politics, nothing. So I don't know about anything. But since I just elected for this international student officer, and I told you it was a spontaneous decision because I want to make a change in this university, a good one. Not I don't want a dirty politics. So what I think is first thought is like, okay, it will be a fair election. I have to do good campaign. Because I don't think most of the people know me, only international and maybe Indian students know me, not more. So I just want to be that face, like people will recognize me and connect with me. Just feel like, okay, they are also student. I'm also a student in this university, so I could help them. But this is very very difficult. Elections is really really tough. People are calling me, giving me messages. I have to collaborate with so many people. I have never interacted, these like so many people, but I have interacted, I think more than 50, 60 people in this 3 or 4 days. It is really, really challenging for me. So yeah.
When what's the biggest challenge? You know, when you deal with people, especially when they're new people, you go with your own ideas, you talk to them, and I will ask this question to both of you. So maybe first chance I will give Tanisha to you, that when you interact with those people, they will listen to you, they will interact with you, and finally you are thinking, yes, they are basically understanding my point of view, and then suddenly they put a completely different perspective. How do you feel in that particular moment?
So I just tell you one scenario. I'm doing laundry yesterday in my university, and I have to pay coins. This is the main thing, I have to pay. So one or like a group of people are there in the laundry. So I just interact with them. I'm trying to tell them like, okay, I'm Tanisha. I'm standing for international student officer, and So they are just interviewing me back to back questions. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay. I was like, okay, nice, nice. So it's really difficult to understand their perspective also, but this is really good because honestly, I'm not a person who interact with lot of people, but this is a good opportunity for me to build more contacts. So yeah, so this is like main challenge to convince people to know their thoughts
At least you were
because
lucky. Otherwise, I've seen in politics, maybe, especially in Asian countries, if the person would have been there, he would have asked, "Okay, can I wash your clothes?" I think that maybe,
no, 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 no.
maybe you could have expected those type of scenario also if it could have been
No,
an
no, no.
Asian
I'm
election.
I'm very I'm very clear in this. I don't want to do any bribing or any threats or any. I just want to fair elections, good elections, friendly elections.
I think
So I am
this is
into
how
this.
democracy is. This is how democracy should be, and this is how we should feel. It's not about winning or losing. It's about exchanging ideas. If someone likes our ideas, they will support us. If someone doesn't like us, they will not support us. So it's not about. But I think no, that for a lot of people, this is just not exchanging idea. This is more about power and war for the power, and it makes a huge difference in the democracy, and that's why in many countries democracy is suffering, because that's not the source for seva or service, that's source for the power. So people, those who see elections and democracy as a source for service, I think that's the win-win situation. But unfortunately, sometimes people see this as a power, and then there are clashes, and when there are clashes, it ruins this very soul of democracy. My same question from you, Sakshi, that when you were doing campaigning and other things, and when you were interacting with the people, how was your experience?
It was basically while I was doing the campaign, people see you with the doubts as well because of the last few years' experiences. People do not believe in your promises as well because they need the proof. They need the facts. They do not need the just the talks. They want like what you gonna actually do in the after being elected as the president. So for me, if you are talking to somebody, you need to be very confident so that they can believe in you. Your words really matter. If you are not even yourself confident, then in my perspective, you cannot convince anyone. And it's your duty, as many as questions they ask you, we have to answer that because we are saying that these are our promises. If we get elected, we are going to do this and that. But they are the one who are voting for us, and we do not have to look our that what the benefits we are going to get after we're being elected, but we have to see what the students are going to get from us. So that's their right to ask the questions, and we have to answer that as well. And I will be honest with you, it's very hard because there are so many questions, and sometimes it happens that you are not able to answer few of the questions as well. So yeah, that makes me learn few more things, and it is a good experience as well.
So imagine, every day you are both of you are meeting a lot of new people because both of you are new to the university, and as you mentioned earlier, there's a problem, and that's called accent problem. Also, sometimes when you talk to the people, sometimes you don't understand them or they don't understand you. So that's a language communication barrier. You are also facing that challenge. You're also facing different type of challenges. If after 10 days, 20 days, or after 1 year, if you sit down and you want to write some memoir, you want to write something, maybe a story, what exactly you have done, what you have gone through, and what you have learned. So maybe if I will ask you what you have learned from these elections, the same question from both of you, but I will first of all I will ask Sakshi, if you will sit down and if you write what you have learned from this election campaign, election strategy, and the whole thing, what are those main things?
Firstly, as I'm so young, I got to know that people threat you and people tries to demoralize you, demotivate you. So from this election gave me more power and strength in myself that I got more confidence in speaking as well as I'm interacting with so many people. So being interacting with people, people are able to know my name as well, and because of this I'm able to learn the life experiences as well. Like, it is just not about my just for 3 years won't be helping just for 3 years, but it will be helping for my life experience as well. So I would like to say that I have noticed so many things that I've seen, like who is on your side and who is not, who are the fake ones and who are the real ones actually, who will be standing by your side and supporting you at whatever the point is, and who are the people who are motivating you rather than demotivating you in your friends group as well. Like, I used to count so many people that yeah, they will support me or they are always there for me, but if you see in the room and there's a problem, there will be just three maximum people with you who will be supporting till the end. So the elections made me learn so many things
I
which
think the
I'll
best
be
lesson which
using in
you
my
have
life.
learned from the election is you are able to identify who are with you and who are not with you. Yes,
Yeah, yeah, I
yes,
totally agree with that.
yeah. Tanisha, you want to say something?
Even I just found my new side. I don't know, like as I told you, this is my first time in elections. This is very surprising and new for my family also and for me also. So I didn't know like I have that much of potential to stand up and raise my voice to everybody. And I totally agree with all of the points from Sakshi, because she is also in this university and she also knows like what is actually happening in this university.
I think this is happening in all universities, and this is how students face challenges in every university.
But these
So
are
how I
dirty
see how
politics.
I see as a brighter side, I only see brighter side. This is a learning curve for younger minds. So even in my age, also in my stage, also we have a different type of challenges, which is preparing us for the bigger challenges. So challenges will never finish. So when you will finish these challenges after university and jobs, you will have a bigger challenges. So these challenges will help you to fight back, to stand on your ground, but never keep any animosity towards those people those who didn't support you, because democracy is about communication, democracy is about exchanging ideas, democracy is about the people's views. So we are here to share our thoughts. If people will love us, people will vote for. If people do not love, then they are not going to vote for us. My next question from, again, I can say it's sometimes I'm feeling it's like an amazing discussion where we are exchanging those thoughts. Maybe I'm also going back to my university days and reflecting what happened in that era, how I could have improved or how I could have changed those things which happened in university. My next question is, when you stood for the election, definitely you created a manifesto. You might have shared that manifesto with your university or the students. Maybe you might have summarized everything that these are my three mottos from my manifesto. So maybe my first question will be from Tanisha. What are your three mottos from that manifesto? Do not say free laundry and free printing. Tell me something different.
No, I stand for plausibility and diversification and availability. So basically, diversification because we are like Brunel is a diverse place, and I just want to available for every person who want my help. I want to be available for all of. I just need a fair win, fair maybe elections, fair university, be a safe place. So these are my mottos: plausibility, diversification, and availability.
Great. And Sakshi, what are your three mottos or main important points from your election and election campaign?
As I'm the sports person myself, so my main reason is to provide the best sports facilities available in the university so that we can create the future of the world, we can say, because we are studying in a multicultural country. So basically, and second is to provide as many as help to the students to benefit their mental health as well. And thirdly, I would like to say gather the social gatherings which are free, because so many people are not able to visit them because of the financial problems, and I would like to provide the social gatherings so that we can create the diverse environment in the campus, which is really really important because our like from every part of the world we have students over here and we are not able to talk to each other because of the shyness inside us, and because of we do not know their traditions, cultures, and languages. So many students gets confused like what the topics they might talk to them. So I would like to increase the social gatherings around the campus, which are free, and the budgeting like workshops, because even myself, I face the problem in the starting about the financial issues, which can make them mentally free. Because when you are away from home, you think like thousand times that you should call your parents or not, because you think that they might think like took the wrong decision by sending them there, over there, and they might be worried. So we need some
That's why
support.
scientists has devised a new app that's called WhatsApp.
Yeah, but the thing is, I really need the students to gather themselves on the campus, and the ongoing of pandemic even. So many students faced the problems last year to be, face to face, because we still have the networks, we still have so many other platforms to talk to each other. But in my perspective, best thing is to get face to face conversations,
Yeah.
which makes you feel far better than talking
In
online.
every interview, in every program, I always ask one religious question, and that's I ask question religiously, and that question is, what's your favorite book? Everyone, those who are even leaders, those who are even workers, everyone they read, and they read a lot of books in the past, and out of those books, sometimes there's one book always which gives inspiration. I mean, it's not just about inspiration; it gives happiness to them. It may be any book in any language. My first question is from Tanisha. What's your favorite book? Briefly tell me.
This is not the correct question for me. I really don't like reading. I'm not a person who read. I'm in bachelor's degree. I'm a designer, so I'm more into creative things, creative perspectives. I'm not into reading. So this
Maybe
is
then you should try to read a book, and the book is called How to Design a Book which everyone can read.
perfect. Perfect.
Now, my same next question is from Tanisha. Sorry, Sakshi. What's your favorite book?
Honestly, I have read so many books like so far long because I love to read novels. And my favorite book was The Secret because that provided me life inspirations and motivations, which made me last longer and gave me so many knowledge about the life and what we can experience. But mostly, as of my young age, I always go for the fantasy books, which are like Harry Potter, Sherlock Holmes, mysterious books, and these type of books. Not the inspirational ones, but yeah, I have read one book, The Secret, and it's a really good book. Everyone should read that. It gives you mostly on the motivational inspirations about the life you
Thank
can
you,
have.
Tanisha, for telling us about the secret. We always pass one secret to other person, and we always tell them, don't tell it to other people. I'm just telling it to you. That's the secret. I know there are a lot of things in the life. Still, with age, we are learning new things, and day by day, we will learn more things, and the challenges will grow. I wish best of luck to both of you, ladies. You are contesting an election. As I said earlier, it doesn't matter you're winning or losing. It's matter, but if you're standing for your views, I think you should continue doing with this. And at some point, after 50 years, you will not regret that why we didn't do in this particular moment. So whatever you have done, stick to it. Enjoy the campaign. Do not keep any animosity towards anyone, and that's the true spirit of the democracy. And hope to see you soon in an amazing program. And definitely wish you best of luck. I hope the audience they will love today's program, and definitely I will see you next week, Thursday 7 to 8 on Sky 711. Till then, good night. Thank you, everyone.